turn my phone off. Hello. How you doing?
Are we live?
Are we live?
I don't know.
Almost.
Maybe somebody should be on there and checking.
I got it up.
I got it up. I got it up. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Surprise!
Look what I can do. There we go. We're live.
We're up. We're up.
All right.
Fire it up. Fire it up.
It's one of those days. It's one of those days. All right. All right, boys. Y'all ready?
Lower.
Lower.
You ready?
Welcome to the Silky Smooth Sounds.
Shut up, Matt. You always got to take it that little, you just got to go. You just can't just stop.
There is no stop.
Welcome to Creative Makers Podcast, episode 114. I'm Joey with Steel Blade Woodworks, and I'm joined by my co-host Matt with Wacky Works. We're missing the other guy. He's on the road somewhere, Mr. Rosy Red Cheeks BJ with Byroms Custom Woodworks, and the mostest of most.
Mostest of most.
Does that make sense?
No.
Most famous.
Confused already.
We're over making up words. It's great.
Yeah, it's all right. The most famous mustache of all, the wooden mustache. How y'all doing?
Hello.
What's up?
How's it going?
We're just making up words, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's kind of what you do when your mind goes blank and you forget, you lose your track of thought. You just kind of
start. What's his name again?
You just kind of start rambling. I got his name. I was looking right at him.
Well, he made progress.
And it's even on the screen, and I still forgot it.
Well, great show, guys. Oh boy,
been a long weekend there, boys. But I'm back.
Yep,
he's back.
I don't know where I'm back at, but I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, let's get it going.
Yeah, let's go. Well, because we are missing Mr. BJ tonight, I will roll with his segment that we like to call
Let's Glue with You.
And in no particular order, I'll start off with Mr. Joey. Let's glue with you.
I got a lot of things. Don't know where to start. It's going to be a busy week.
Mary Poppins says start at the beginning.
Really? Maybe I have to listen to that. Just got back in to the shop this week. We were gone all last week and lost a lot of time doing some things. We're going to have a trip coming up that we're going to be gone for quite a while. So I got to get some things going in here. Got a lot of things to do. I still got to uncrate the new joiner and make sure everything's good on that. And then box one up and use some of that Boss Dog wood glue with about 1,000 torque screws.
Oh, I was hoping you forgot about that conversation.
No, I actually been thinking about it all day today, of everything I'm going to do to that crate.
Gonna go to Home Depot, get some extra wood just to help it out.
I think I got enough 2x4s and 2x6s, and maybe I just built a crate out of that. And then line it with plywood on top of that.
Inside and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I got about some 9-inch lag bolts, 10-inch lag bolts that will run in there just for extra security to make sure it doesn't come apart.
So all thread, all the way through bolting. I'm telling you, it's just going to be awesome.
We'll see. We'll see what I do with that, but it's going to be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What did you call? It's going to make his truck do what last night when we changed?
Carolina squat.
Yeah. Might want to put some airbags on that Ford Mustache. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't have enough time for that.
But anyhow, I'm gonna get all that together, try to get that done this week, and I'll have this coming weekend to work also on that to get everything situated and ready to head up north to go meet y'all fine folks. So it's gonna be fun. Can't wait. Can't wait this week. Hopefully it goes by quick. Get everything situated and ready to go. I still have to do a collaboration that I have not had time to do, and I know I need to get it done. But I did get some cool stuff, and I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm going to mention it again at the Cottage Antique Shop in Bandera Tech. No, not Bandera. Helotes, Texas. Sorry, it's the Cottage of Helotes, and it's an antique shop. And I picked up some old woodworking stuff to do some decoration here in the office. Some levels and an old wooden plane and a what else did I get? Did I tell y'all last night?
I
Am I that much
you were on the
remember?
live when you were talking about this.
Oh, a spoke shave. I got a spoke shave.
Yeah.
So shout out to the gentleman over there. Is a good group of people. It's a cool little place. It's an awesome little old downtown Helotes, Texas, and you walk in there. There's a bar and stuff that you can go to and have some nice refreshment drinks, and you can go do some shopping. There's boutiques there, but if you're down there, go give them folks over there at the Cottage of Helotes. It's an antique shop. You'll see it. It's pretty cool place. Got all sorts of stuff. Anyhow, did that. So I'm pretty stoked to get those put up here in the office because they're really, really cool. Is neat. They had some pretty cool other stuff that was in there. But anyhow, I got that to do, so I got to get that done and just get ready for this trip, man. That's the main thing because time is running out.
Mm-hmm.
So get that stuff up and loaded in the truck, get it sealed up so that Mustache can have a heck of a time unboxing it.
I'm over the moon about this.
I get to make a box for you.
Exactly. It's box master.
Of my life, I get to make you a box with some wood glue, with some of that Boss Dog wood glue. I may even just add some CA glue into it. Why not?
Might as well while it's holding. Yeah.
And just line it with torch screws. It's gonna be great. Now I hope you do a reel taking it apart when you get it.
Oh, I got crowbars. I got everything. I got sawzalls. We're gonna have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, that's what's glue with me this week. What about you, Wackerle?
Took a detour and wanted to run a new water line for outside with that's not regulated. And so your regulated water line inside your house is between 50 and 80 PSI. I think mine's running at 75 PSI. So I ran that line and ran it out for a spigot and hooked it up, checked the water pressure on it. I have a pressure regulator or a pressure indicator, and I'm running right about 125 PSI. So I got a little bit of a jump. Sprinklers were able to shoot out a little farther. Water the backyard. Grass is growing in the backyard, I'm happy to say. It is pretty thick. As I said before, a whole bag of 80 pounds or 50 pounds of seed was put into one location. So it's
The bag rip. Forgot about that.
it's slowly grass going on top of grass, going on top of grass. But it is working. Pretty thick in those areas. Got that done. Got the rest of the fence posts like uprights.
Yeah.
I guess it would be called to cover up the actual posts. So I got those done. We decided on the landscaping, what we're going to do in that corner area. Got all that stuff ordered. I'm over here knocking around my microphone. So I got that stuff ordered. Going to do 2 Japanese maples, and then the ground cover will be purple thyme or thyme, however you want to say it. It's THYME. So it's just a ground cover that takes over. It'll just stays purple in the spring and summer. So that'll be a good ground cover. Got that done. That's about it. That's about all I got done. My wife turned a couple pins in the shop. We're actually turning these pins for charity that we're giving away to. So she's knocking out those. That's about it. Not very, very boring on the Wackerle side, as we are trying to. I leave on the 18th, which is Thursday. I leave out for Myrtle Beach, and we'll be driving to Michigan and then flying back here and then heading to SplinterCon next week. So travel. Con.
Okay.
Can't help it. So that's what's glue over here. It's what's glue over here. So what's glue with you there, Mustachio? I heard you were getting it.
Yeah, I got some tools out and did some stuff. I got that rock steady table. I think it showed up Tuesday or Wednesday. I got it assembled Friday/Saturday, and took a trip to our big box store and bought 4 sheets of ply. And
wow!
I got two sheets broken down. The other 2 I ran out of time, and yeah.
Man, we really stoked the fire in you, didn't we,
I'm
last
telling
night?
you.
Hey, you guys bust my balls. I'm gonna retaliate.
Hey, it worked. We need to keep doing that.
I'm telling you.
Jerks. I like my procrastination.
Well, Matt, I have to say, out of all of us that I know, you are the best at procrastination.
Don't let anyone tell you different.
Exactly. Hey, I will not. Trust me. I believe you when you say you're the best at it.
Oh, I sure am. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the base for that, because I want to kind of do a mix of sustainers. I'm gonna use Tyler's sys rails for the sustainers, and on the other side, I'm gonna do some drawers and probably a small cabinet below the drawers. Probably do like 4 drawers and 1 big cabinet under it. So, yeah, but I'm still trying to kind of work on that model just to give me some rough dimensions. And yeah, that is about it for me. We are switching things up a little bit tonight. We are going to do our Patreon stuff at the end. So, yes,
just remember, folks, that the date's coming next month. October will be the end of the actual Boss Dog Creative Makers podcast build challenge. So we're hoping that y'all can get
Rolls
involved.
off the tongue. Rolls
Yeah.
off the tongue.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting there. I'm trying to get there. Just give me a little time. It's the age, you know. I gotta fight through it. I'm fighting through it. I'm trying to get.
I got you. Did you
I
get your
haven't
nap
been in
today?
I haven't been. You know, I didn't. That's
There's the problem. Didn't get his nap today.
I didn't get my lunchtime nap and just messed me all up. Just messed me all up. My brain's tired. Hey, but the Cowboys won, so that's a good thing, you know.
Did the other teams not forget to show up?
Yeah.
Oh,
It looked like they both didn't show up, but at least they won. So anyhow,
they won by default.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'll take it.
A win's a win.
Win the win. Yeah. But no, the challenge, Boss Dog Creative Makers Podcast Build Challenge. We'd like to get y'all involved. Just remember, you got to show in this project you using Boss Dog wood glue or CA glue, and go ahead and tag both of us. Actually, collaborate with Creative Makers Podcast so we can keep a track of it.
Mhm.
And there's going to be some goodies in there for the winner. And we hope y'all join, and that way we can try to expand this next go around, make it even better. So please get involved and just short video of what you did. And then we will, you know, judge them and give the winner some goodies.
someone's
And
winning something.
someone's winning something. And just so you know, Boss Dog Glue still has some big savings on their glue packages. So head on over to Boss Dog Glue, link down below in the description. You can head on over there, and we got a real good thing that's going to come up for our listeners with Boss Dog Glue. We can't mention it just yet, trying to iron out all the details, but it's going to be a very good thing for everyone out there. So please head on over to Boss Dog Wood Glue, support a fellow maker and a small business. And moving on, I guess we're going to get into this topic.
Yeah.
This topic of
Yes.
procrastination.
Nope. That was last week.
Hey, we're
Oh.
just changing it up. We're going to change it up. It's going to be focused on Mustache. Oh, look, there's that guy. There's that guy. He doesn't have time to do the show, but he's got time to be in the chat. But, you know.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
He just didn't want to hang out with us. That's what it was.
It's all right. It's all right. But anyhow, we're going to do the clash of the woodworking tools, and we'll explain a little bit. We're going to talk about, you know, planer versus drum sander, domino versus biscuit joiner, table saw versus Trek saw, kind of something along that lines, and when you would use one or the other, or which one's better than the other, in our opinions, or what we got. I don't know. Let's see if this turns into an argument. And we thought we were going to include the scroll saw, but we decided just to leave that holding the door open, so that won't get talked about other than just that today.
Exactly. Lightweight scroll saws versus heavyweight.
That's what it's good for, though, to hold the door open. You know,
Strong breezes. That's the difference in those things.
that's the only time I would use that in the shop, just when it's let the breeze in.
Hey,
hold the
no.
door.
I'm here to tell y'all. I have a little thing here. And I don't often turn this on, but I had Mustache. He sent me this thing right here. This thing is just amazing. He did a great job. Everything on this, he had lasered everything here, and all these joints cut with the scroll saw. You believe that right there? I mean, that man did a great job of cutting that with a scroll saw. He is a scroll saw expert. But if you have any scroll saw questions, reach out to Mustache. He has the answers. Because that man can cut perfect miters with it.
Yeah.
Man, you got the assignment for once. You took my little lob and you went with it. I was hoping you'd catch on to that.
Of course I would.
Oh, look at that guy. Look at that guy in there. Happy Meal. Why would my table saw look like a Happy Meal?
Because it's got so much stuff on the top of it. It looks like it just needs a bun on top and you can eat it.
Hey, this is about Mustache right now. Not about me.
Yeah.
Not about me. And but for all your questions and concerns, please reach out to Byroms Custom Woodworks. He can't mute me today, so we're gonna have fun with this. And he will answer all your questions.
Look at JP. He's on the side. There's JP. Look at JP right there.
So anyhow, who wants to start it off? Which one do we want to choose first? Which one do we want to go at it?
You pick it. I take it.
Let's do the table saw. Because as I just used the track saw, I will favor. I didn't get a track saw until way late, and kind of kicked myself for waiting so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have 4x8 sheets of plywood, and I have no problem sliding those into the truck and getting them to the house and stuff. In my little 1-car garage shop, those aren't super easy to wield around and whatnot. So breaking down sheet goods with the track saw has been a godsend for me. I'm not doing that like precise. I'm doing more like a rough cut, and I probably will with the track saw, because those are bigger panels that I'm gonna have to put on there. But I like both. I'd favor the table saw more. But it's the specific application, you know. When I had my old Bosch contractor table saw, I ripped probably 3 or 4 sheets of plywood into French cleats out of those, and it did a great freaking job. Had a roller in the front and the back, did it all solo. I wouldn't recommend that, but I feel like they all have their own specific application, you know. And that's all.
Well, why do you favor the track? Other than just the portability, but why, when you're cutting multiple pieces, why wouldn't you use a table saw for more repetitious than a track saw? Just a time setup.
Oh, well, I was saying the track saw for like breaking down sheet goods, and then table saw for pretty much everything else. Anything that I want like precise, I'm going to use the table saw for that.
What were you going to say, Matt? The other Matt.
Matt.
I think that it is an application thing. I break down all my sheet goods on my table saw 100%, but I have built my table saw out so that I don't have to hold that large sheets. It holds it for
cable, everything.
Yeah, outfeed, sides, wings, front. It's completely built out, so I can do that without having to manhandle it too much. You know, as you get older, you figure out easier ways to do things. But I completely break down all my sheet goods that way. Where I see an application for the track saw, where it is better than the table saw, is longer wood that does not have a straight edge, a point of reference. Okay. So if you're doing live edge and you're trying to cut off and you're trying to square it up, that would be a perfect application for using the track saw. I am all about my table saw. I'm all about building out my table saw to make it work. But when it comes down to, if I have a 10-foot piece of live edge, it's just, there's no point of reference to go off from. I have to use the track saw to get myself a point of reference. Then I can use my table saw for repeatability. That's where I come across it. That's where I use it to its ability. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I do.
I like the table saw, a cabinet saw. I'm gonna take that back.
Okay,
cabinet saw.
A unisaw. A unisaw.
Unisaw. Cabinet saw, unisaw, however you want to call it. Because it's more stable. And when you're breaking down bigger sheet goods, I feel more comfortable doing it. Track saw is good. It sometimes gets to be a hassle just because you got to get everything out. Now for smaller things, yeah, I like using the track saw, but like you on big sheet goods, I like to put it in the table saw because I got that fence to reference, and I can just cut it down pretty quick and efficient. When you have, like, for instance, like Mustache is, a smaller shop, and you don't have the maneuverability, and you may not have that space to the right side of the blade, or I should say right side or left side of the fence. I should correct that. Then yeah, track saw would come in, or portability if you have a cordless one, which that's the one you have, right? You have a cordless track saw?
Mustache? Yeah, I do. Yep.
So
yeah, mine's cordless.
That comes into place to where you could take that to, like, maybe you don't have transportation for a whole sheet, and you could take that with you and break it down at the big box store, wherever you buy it, just transport it. I hate trying to do that because sometimes you miss out on materials because you pre-cut it that way. And then, if you would have been able to bring it in the shop and lay it out, you could have conserved some material, and got pieces, very useful pieces out of it. And I think sometimes you kind of screw yourself in a way, I guess, by having to do it, but you got to do what you got to do. Right.
Yeah. And I want to interrupt you for one quick second, Joey, because there's a website. What is it, like parts list, or there's a website there you can plug in what you need, and you can put in, like, I have 3 4x8 sheets of plywood, and you can give it all the dimensions and everything, and it'll go through different versions and, like, figure out the most optimized, like, way to cut those out and everything.
Cool.
I think it's like Parts List Optimizer or something.
Is it free?
Yes, it is.
So you just how like, I don't want to get off.
So you'd have to enter in all your pieces of what you're going to cut.
Yep.
Put that in there, and then you say, I'm going to use 3 sheets of 4x8.
Oh, okay.
And then it'll
cut list. Thank you, Steve. Cut List Optimizer. There you go.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good website.
Yeah, if you pay for SketchUp, it does the same thing.
Well, good.
I don't need to learn what Steve said. Cut List Optimizer. Huh. Guess I never heard about that one. Thanks a lot, guys. You gotta learn about it. So,
it's simple. Even a caveman could do it.
Really? Jeez. But going back to the table saw, and and also with the table saw, what's harder to do per se, if it's tweaked out, if you got it set up right, where you can use a track saw. I'm not going to say you can't, but it's got to be set up properly, and you got a lot of different things you got to take into calculation. But when you're starting to cut miters and starting to doing different operations like that, it's much easier on the table saw than a track saw.
Definitely.
And that's where I
agree.
I would have to say, a lot of people say you can do away with table saws. I'm one that says, why would you? Why would you get away from that? Because you're not just going to be always breaking. Well, if you're doing cabinets, yeah, you're just going to be breaking down. You could use a track saw, and you could make it. I think it's going to take longer.
I think
but
so too.
When you start getting into special things that you're wanting to do, let's say you want to do tenon, half lap joints, or let's say you want to cut some tenons for some mortises that you made. It can be done with the dado stack on. You don't even need a dado stack. You can just use your regular blade and make that do that cut on a table saw. There's a lot of things, 45s or different angles that you need to do. And then getting smaller rips of material. You're not going to be able to do that with
thin rips and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it. I've done it with the track saw, but you got to end up stacking up other wood to support the track. And then if it's not held down just right, it's going to move on you because you don't have that grab strip underneath the track holding it as much, like as when you're throwing it across a whole sheet of plywood. You don't really need to use clamps, or you can use, the Forge 3D vacuum pods now that they're out. Little plug there for Tyler. But when you get into smaller things, I think that's where a table saw comes in clutch, and you need to have one. I think you need to have that in there. Whether you don't have to have a cabinet saw or a uni saw, you can just have like a Mustache. You have a contractor saw, and it's got a lot of weight because it's got cast iron wings, doesn't it?
The center is cast iron. The one wing's empty.
But I just think though that when you have a good saw that's weighted down, it's a lot more stable when you're trying to do big cuts. Because I've tried to cut on a contractor saw, and I have ripped big sheets of plywood down. But that thing is the most unstable deal. You got to be very careful when you're using it, because you could just start pushing the saw across the floor, or it tries to tip over on you, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, anything else? You got any other input, Wackerle?
I just think that again, if we're just comparing the two, I've thought about it just for a little bit here. Having a smaller shop, you have to think about other ways of being able to do the same things that you can do with a table saw. Where a larger shop, you have the table saw is the heart of the shop. That is, you have so many attachments, so many jigs that you can put on your table saw that you use it quite often. Okay.
Yep.
And I don't care if you're doing, like he said, half lap joints, or you're doing blinds, or whatever it is that you're doing with it. You can do it on a table saw, where you can't efficiently do it on a track saw. You have to bring in other tools like routers and stuff like that to be able to do the same exact thing. You can do the same exact thing, but you have to bring in multiples of tools, and that's where a track saw is limited. It's limited for its rip capacity or its crosscut capacity, and that's it. In my opinion.
That's a good point. Like, think of all the jigs that you can build for your table saw, whereas and those can be super specific, or like, look at all the I have a few different like mag switch feather boards, and I actually have their thin rip guide and stuff, and that was part of the reason upgrading my table saw to cast iron, because those mag switch, God, I love those
repeatability
little jigs and everything. They just help out so much, and you're not going to get that from a track saw.
No.
Like in those custom jigs and stuff. Like, yeah.
Now they do make jigs for the track saw, and I've never used any, so I can't speak on them. But they have like a right angle. They have the and I think they have a guide one where it steps over automatically. Like you can slide it over. I've seen something like that, but you're trying to build what a track saw does. I can see that. And I guess that's because that's what it's trying to compete with. It's trying to manage that for you, so that you don't have to have one. It doesn't do everything that a track saw can do. So, or that a table saw can do. So
the quick adjustability. Like you can go from a 2-inch rip to a 3.5-inch or 3 7/8, whatever you need. It's done quicker. Now I know you could have, they have those rip, what are they called? Oh my goodness, I can't think of it. That hook onto your track, and it allows you for that repeatability, or you can adjust to different sizes, right? But now you're having to handle a track with those two things hooked onto it and adjust. Parallel guides. There you go.
Yeah.
So you have that, or like Festool, they have a right angle attachment that they have like a compass sort, and it has a fence that goes on it. But now you have to finagle with all that, right?
Yeah. Now
and you're having to mess with all that, and it's good. Yeah, it's good if you have the ideal setup that I think, like a 3, the MFT tables, where all that set up, and you have that track just sitting there, and you can drop it down and you can break stuff down. Now, a setup like that, if you have it, yeah, I could see you getting away from a table saw, because there's other ways you can use a router table to make your different joints, to help you make your different joints on your smaller pieces. Now, what you're not going to be able, well, I mean, you can do it. I've done it. Like, say you're going to do, a dado in a piece of plywood so you could connect, a shelf to it. So you want to drop dados in there to do all your cabinets. It's harder to do that on a router table. It can be done, but it's harder to make those dados on a router table, because now you're having to handle this big sheet of plywood or this a piece of a panel, versus sticking it in a table saw and setting it up on a dado stack, and you can just run it through there. So, there's good things. I think a table saw is something that I would never do away with it. There is people that say it. I mean, heck, there's BJ in there saying he could do away with the table saw and just use a track saw and a bandsaw. Okay.
Well, I mean, everyone's different too. You have specific things that you're working on or planning to work on. Everyone's different with what they're doing in their shop.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and some people don't have the luxury of having a big shop. They just don't have it. So it all boils down to that, right? If you can't have one in there, then I totally get it, right? You got, like you were saying, you got to just make with what you have, right? You got to be able to, if you can't do it, you can't do it. Some people will have a table saw and pull it out into the driveway and use it. That becomes cumbersome. I could see where it's a pain, and you don't want to have to do that, especially on bad weather days. You're not going to do it. So, a track saw could come in. Now I think you're going to, honestly, you're going to have a little harder time doing certain things, but you can get it done. Just got to be safe about it and figure out good ways to do it without it. What were you going to say, Matt?
No, I agree with you 100%. And I was just going to touch base on, again, it just depends on the size of the shop, depends on your layout, depends on how everything is set up for you. And if you're used to just doing cabinets, this, that, and the other, and then all of a sudden you go into doing tables, now you have a totally different setup. One place I would say that a track saw helps out is cutting up and squaring up a table. That's a huge piece of wood to move around, especially like if you do a river table or something like that. You have a lot of weight that's sitting there that you've got to move through there. Now, will it cut with a table saw? 100%. It'll cut every single time. Is it the easiest thing to do? No. I can just tell you from experience. And when I got the track saw, I was able to square up the other side and cut it. It made it super easy. Didn't get no burn, nothing like that from the edges from the saw blade. It's a lot of weight to move. So when it's a lot of weight, that's another place that the track saw excels.
Yeah, definitely, 100% agree. 100% agree. And yeah, because you're not going to easily do that on a table saw and not move. That's going to be hard, because you're trying to concentrate to hold all that weight and push it through without moving and getting a good cut. Yeah, I don't see that happening unless you have like a slider. If you have a sliding table saw, then yeah, you could. But I mean, now we're
but with the slider, you're limited by your slide capability, correct? Because it only slides a certain distance.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you're doing a big 14, 16-foot river table, yeah, you just go buy you a bunch of tracks and put them together, get those, get 2 long ones, and you can do it, right? Yeah. Again, you're limited to, the sizes of what you can put on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Mustache, you got any input?
No, I think we touched on everything I had in mind on that.
All right, well, this is going to be a good one, because I know people are going to, and especially if BJ was in here, I know those cheeks would get real red. Let's talk about the biscuit joiner versus the domino.
Oh, there ain't no comparison there. One's structural and one's to line up and guide up. That's it.
And is it even good at that, lining up? Because I've used a biscuit joiner and I hate the dang thing because it's really not a good fit. There's a lot of movement in there. So, you know, in one way it's good, but it's not like a domino. A biscuit joiner, you're going to have some movement in there, and a lot of times you're working even harder to try to keep things lined up with a biscuit. This is my opinion with a biscuit joiner. I mean, it was a good thing. They're a good thing, and people still use them, so I don't want to trash on it too much. For myself, I'd never waste the money on one, especially now having the domino. You know, I think the domino is well, but even then, yeah, Steve, the domino and the lamello are a good comparison, but you're talking we're trying to keep it to where what some people may be able to compare, because a lamello gets pretty pricey. It's a lot pricier than a domino in a certain aspect, you know. But
so,
go ahead.
So okay, so let's what else can you do with a domino compared to a biscuit joiner? Okay, what else can you do? You can't do basically anything else with a domino that I can think of. They're made for cutting dominoes. They're made for,
Hold on real quick.
Okay.
Mr. 3, I'm not saying the lamello is not a good comparison. I'm just saying a comparison of what might have, because not a whole lot of people are going to have a lamello in their shop. So we're just kind of trying to keep it. I just wanted to stress that because I don't want people thinking that I'm saying here that a lamello is not a good comparison. That's not what I'm saying. We were just going to compare the joiner with the domino. I mean, the biscuit joiner with the domino.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there can be a whole conversation on the lamello versus the domino and how Steve's saying, you know, you got knockdown connectors. Yeah, but we're not going to get into that because that's way like.
Well, for the first thing everyone's talking about right now and everyone's got in their head is connections. Okay. A biscuit joiner was never really made for a structural joint connection. It was made to help line up. Okay. They have a wafer board in it. I think it's actually made of basswood. They're not very structurally sound. But other things that you can do with it is say like splines in your corner joints of your picture frames or stuff like that. You can use those for those because it's a 1/4-inch joint, 1/4-inch piece of wood. Those are things that you can use with that. Another things I've done with it is I've cut a board and just slid it all the way down. And now I have, instead of having to turn my table saw sideways and cut it that way, I just turned it on the board and just ran it all the way down with it. And now I have a 1/4-inch piece where I can run in my my spline in the middle of the board. So there are things there are benefits to having one.
Wouldn't you use a router for that though?
You could use a rabbit joint. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or like I said, you can just go center up and use that. So it does have its uses. Are there other tools that can use it? If you already have one, I don't see a reason of getting rid of it. Yeah. S-clips for, yeah.
Yep.
Tables. Yeah. So there's other things you can do with it that you can't do with a domino. A domino, to me, has a specific purpose of using a tendon joint to connect two pieces of wood. That's what it is.
Yep.
And it's not 100% structural, but it is structural. It's a heck of a lot more structural than a biscuit joiner will ever be.
Oh yeah.
So I think to me, they're two different pieces of equipment. Totally. They don't compare.
I mean, I skipped right past the biscuit joiner and I went right to the domino, and I'm happy with my decision. I I see the benefit. I mean, I've done edge banding on plywood with the domino, joined shelves together. I've used that domino a variety of different applications and projects and stuff, and I'm always so happy that I bought it. It's just so slick.
I love the domino.
Okay, are y'all familiar with the lamello? Do y'all
I
know
am
what
not.
it is?
I do not.
I googled it. I just know by the pictures.
Dowel jig. There's another
But
one.
dowel jig is for lining up, but it's not going to give you, a
Structural.
structural
No.
Again.
joint. And the reason I don't want to get too far, because they keep saying the lamello, or then there's the Mafel. Okay. To me, the lamello is good. It's for breakdown. You can break things down, but is the lamello going to give you a structural joint? Google it real quick, Matt. Mustache, did you Google it?
I just googled the tool. I didn't see what the connector was.
So it's a lamello biscuit joiner. Is that what I'm looking
Right.
at here?
It's pretty much, but it has a special thing that it does in their breakdown joints. Anyhow, I'm not going to waste the time to try to talk about something that y'all are not too familiar about, because it's just going to take too much. But I mean, price wise, there, if you're going to get price wise, there's on the 500, which is what mostly everybody has on the domino, versus the lamello. You're talking about $800-900 difference in price. The lamello is a little higher. Well, I think if you buy the kit and everything, I'm not too accurate on all those prices, but I know what the domino costs. And then of course now, getting into structural, you can go to the 700 Festool Domino, and then that'll give you those bigger joints. You can do bigger things, like for doors and tables and stuff. Yeah, so the lamello, basically it's a biscuit joiner, but it also does a little inside there. It'll raise and lower the blade, and it cuts a groove. So when you slide the biscuit of some sort, yeah, it actually grabs. It has a lip, and it grabs in there, so that you could use it for like you could put like your kick plate on your cabinets, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I'm not a cabinet maker, but you could put that down, or you could put face frames on cabinets, and they can be taken off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, from my understanding, I believe that they will eventually break. They're not made to be taken on and off, because they'll eventually break, but it can be used in that case, to where you can put stuff on and take them off. And they snap together, and they can be used, like if you're going to glue a face frame on, you can put those on, apply your glue and put that on there, and it'll hold it in place while the glue dries. There's other versions. I'm not too familiar with it, so
it seems like a one purpose tool. Am I pretty much correct on that? That's just there for biscuit joints and doesn't do anything else, right?
My understanding, yeah. I mean, a domino you can use for other things. There's other purposes. I think a domino has a better use than that. There's going to be people that are going to argue that,
Mm-hmm.
But like anything else, they're going to argue it on any other tool. So anyhow, I'm not going to. We can move on and go to, let's compare something like, what about a planer versus a drum sander? So gather your thoughts. What do you think?
Well, I only have a planer, so I'm out.
No, you're not. I mean, no, you're not. You're not getting out that easy, dude. No, you're not.
I mean, just the thought process behind it. I mean, I have both. I use both, and that's because, yes, my planer. I have straight knives. I don't have a Shelix head or anything like that. Be a lot cooler if I did, but I don't.
Not with that attitude.
Exactly. I see it. Planer works great with a added joiner. So it's going to reference whatever it references down below is what it's going to reference up top. And then if you don't have your outfit,
wouldn't that go with the drum sander as well?
it
Do you
does.
need that joiner?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But the drum sander is a little bit more forgiving as it doesn't rip into material as deeply as what a planer does. It has those teeth. It'll give you snipe at the end of it if you don't have your alignment set up correctly, where it'll give you snipe on a drum sander, but it won't be as pronounced because it's not going to take off as much material because it's sanding. It's not grinding. Yep. I just see I see a better finish off the sander than I do off from the planer. So to me,
absolutely.
it's a finish tool where a planer is a roughness, getting it down to within your 32nd or whatever. That's my opinion on that.
I mean, it's just like Sean said, thickness planer and finish drum sander.
Exactly. That's the difference. To me, that's why you need both. Or you're going to sit there with your your hand sander and sand it down if you don't have the drum sander. And that's fine. If that's what people want to do, that's fine. I love having mine because I can get through in-grain cutting boards a lot faster with a drum sander than I can. I'll run them through with a planer, and I run mine through and put sacrificial pieces on the end of it. Even though I've got a good cut, I have a good fence in and out because I built my own table to extend it out another 24 inches on each side. But you get a little bit here and there. And so I always put a little sacrificial piece on the end of each side and run it through. And then I'm running it through the drum sander and I get it down to 90% of where I'm going. So,
and then you finish it out with the hand sander?
Yes. Because the drum sander will still, I don't give a crap what anybody says. You can clean that thing as much as you want to. It's still going to leave those straight lines. And so what I do is, and I don't know if this is recommended. I never looked it up. Just my thought process in my head was, if I'm going to run it through flat this way, I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, run it through flat this way, and then I'm going to turn it 45, and I'm going to turn it 45. So that way I have your lines it just gets lines in it from your grit.
Yep.
And
it's almost like pigtails on like a random orbital.
Yeah. And so I at the same elevation, I turn it just so that it doesn't leave as bad and then I come back through with my sander at my final grit and do my final. So, but to me, they're finished. That's a drum sander is a finish tool. A planer is not. It is a roughing tool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mustache, you'll be able to figure that out here pretty soon.
I sure will. I mean, like it's those fragile things, like I've cut some, shocking mustaches out before, and I wouldn't dream of throwing those through a planer. Are you kidding me? They'll just destroy themselves. Drum sander, maybe, if it's thick enough. I don't know. That could be risky too, but
I've seen people make like I want to say like a jig, where you could put those in and run them through when they're smaller pieces, like something to hold them.
Yeah, kind of like box it out.
Yeah,
like a reverse template almost.
Yeah, I've never ran anything through less than 6 inches. I mean, it literally states, I believe that on the instructions, don't run anything through 6 inches because it could grab. So I don't. In length.
6 inches tall?
Length.
Oh, length. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it can be narrow, but length because those blades are there.
Yeah.
But I'm talking a drum sander.
Yeah,
Is that what you were talking about? I thought
Both.
you were talking about planer.
Both. They have reference guides on both sides.
Right. But what I was saying, I've seen it before where they made a jig and they use like maybe double-sided tape and hold them down.
Yeah, that's for
Yep.
yeah. So you're using it's a sacrificial or not a sacrificial. It's just you basically make it a sled. That's what you're making.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. They
Mhm.
run it through there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can do the sanding all at once on a bunch of them on the small pieces.
Sanding. I would say yes. Going through that the planer.
No, not through a planer. No. I wouldn't do that. No, I was talking about a drum sander.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I could see those things just getting pulled up into there and causing
Hey,
havoc.
look, we have confetti. They're confetti stashes.
You blow the top out of that lunchbox planer.
Yep, I would.
I got one. Do we pretty much?
No, go ahead. Anything. I'm up for anything. Go ahead.
Okay. And this is something that I've really started changing over to with, and I know both of them have their speeds and uses in a shop. Tape measure versus ruler.
Ooh. I'm still on the tape train.
Okay.
I would. I know what you're gonna say, and I have pulled it out every now and then to get the precision measurement with a ruler instead of using a tape, because tapes vary. And if you're like me, it's just I grab what's right there, and sometimes don't use the same tape for the whole project, and I end up, there is variances in there. But I have grabbed it when I needed I had to get like pretty much right on. I'll grab. I have them setting everywhere, so I'll grab a ruler.
Yeah,
and either set it right on the table saw, like on the on the carbide, and measure over and make sure that I'm taking into consideration, because sometimes a tape measure will vary and you may be off, and sometimes you need to be like right there.
Yeah.
And you don't,
So the ruler that you have right there, I know exactly which one you have. You can actually take, and I've taken the sander and sanded that edge down till it's exactly at 0. So my reference is 0, because it has about an eighth of an inch of metal. Yeah. And so
I don't use this one. I got one out in the shop that is actually
dead nuts 0. Yeah. And those are the ones I like. I just bought a couple more of them. They're all 24 inch, and they're also, so they're 24 inches on one side, metric on the other side, so I can reference both. It makes it a lot easier for me, especially because some of the measurements that are being called out in plans that I'm doing are in imperial, and some of them are in, so it just makes it easier having both measurements, for one. For two, straight edge guide. So now I have a straight edge. So when I'm doing layout, say I'm doing any kind of joinery or anything like that, I can actually do all my measurements, and then I have a straight guide. I don't have to go grab a straight edge to pull over and make a straight line. It's right there. I already have it. So it makes it a lot quicker for me. An old folding ruler too is another good one. I don't use them for accuracy as much, but I like my straight edge ruler, 24 inch, because if you think now, a tape measure, where it benefits at rough cut, bringing in, dropping everything out. So especially at the miter saw, when I'm bringing stuff into rough cut to get down to, I'm using a tape measure. It's just quick. It's accurate. If I got to do repeatable, obviously I have it on my miter station where it's locked in to make repeatable cuts. But if I'm just breaking stuff down to big sizes, boom, 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 and then I'm using my ruler to actually get a fine cut of where I'm going to make all my cuts, or doing my layouts. So like right now I'm in the middle of practicing scarf joints. And I know that sounds kind of stupid. I want to practice scarf joints. I want to be proficient at it because they look complicated. They look fun. And so I want to lay them out and their back cuts and all the other cuts that are in them. I enjoy that. And so I've learned playing with a ruler, it's a lot quicker for me. So
What about you, Mustache?
I don't know. I do want to get. I know you and I were talking, Joey, about the those straight. What are they? Mechanics. Straight.
Words are hard.
Yeah, sorry, I just got a brain fart there. Yeah, I'm gonna get those, and I do use a. I got one of the woodpecker. I think it's a 24 or 36-inch T-square. I'll use the measurements on that. Sometimes, for the most part, I'm just pulling the tape. I'm not doing the other way.
I mean, for one thing, like a ruler, with my eyesight, I can focus on these increments and I know them and I can see them easier. So sometimes it's a lot easier than looking at a tape measure.
Yeah.
Especially because some tape measures get too busy and you can easily make a mistake, as I have before, versus setting a ruler on there and from a distance, each one of the incremental marks is like I can really see it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier and I can know I'm accurate on that. You know, even like my table saw, it's pretty much dead on. You know, using the scale on the fence.
Yep.
But I still always double check because there's been instances where I'm not paying that close attention and I think I'm on, but I'm really not. And when it's a precise piece, especially if you're limited on the material that you have and you don't want to mess up, because then you're going to be making another trip trying to source some more material. I always end up checking myself with the ruler right there, you know, and just making sure if it's plywood, like cabinets, but something real precise that I know needs to be right on, I can, with my eyes, I can focus on this a lot easier. I don't know what it is, but just I can see it plain as day versus a ruler sometimes.
And Mustache, what you were thinking about, I was going to let you just keep thinking about it, but it's you talking about the combination square?
No,
I don't even know what the heck you were talking about.
There are a bunch of straight bars.
Oh, we were talking about now you made me forget the heck
T-square?
I was
Like a T-square? Or
no, they're straight edges, but they have
it's called old Joey.
He had me thinking, what the heck was this? I was talking about. We talk about a lot of things. I know I can't remember either.
Okay.
But anyhow, yes, I do remember that, Mustache, but I don't.
I'm not crazy.
No, you're not. You're not crazy, and I'm old.
Are you talking about the T-square with a bunch of holes in it, and then you can? No, okay. No, I'm done. I'm done guessing.
I think they're straight edges. We were talking about them one day, and they have scribe marks on them, but they're also used as straight edges, and they're thick, and they're made. I had found them, and I have some out there. I'm trying to remember the dang name of the company, because we were talking about them, and they were actually very affordable. Well, yeah, they're that, but there's a certain brand that I bought, Steve. But
Blue
moving
ones?
on.
No.
Yeah,
I tried to wear Steve's cap tonight, so it would give me some,
yeah, that doesn't work like that.
It didn't work. It didn't work. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Starrett. No.
Another one that you can use is calipers. I don't use calipers as much when it comes down. I use it if I'm referencing something, but not if I'm laying out. So, and then there are scribes, if that's what y'all are talking about.
Yep.
No.
Metal bar. It's got a cutting end on one end.
No.
Yeah, I like those sometimes.
Yeah, I have those as
More
well.
for marking, though, isn't it?
Correct. I use them for marking when I've already laid out and I'm going to mark my stuff where I'm going to cut at, so that way you're not using a knife or anything like that. I use those when I'm making straight lines. So,
And you can also highlight those with pencils so you know exactly where it's at. Sometimes those lines will get lost in the grain, or if you don't have real good lighting. But those things are good to when you're like doing mortise and tenon. You can actually scribe that stuff out. I have them. I have a few of them out there somewhere in boxes. But
Really?
they're in boxes? No. That was the Amazon packing tape they came in.
I'm kind of mad that kid beat me out with the little reel Steve sent us earlier.
Oh, the sustainers and sustainers.
Yeah, that was nice.
What was it, like a business card? And then
they were stickers. They were stickers.
They were stickers.
Yeah, it's 3 cup of stickers. So it was a sustainer.
Sustainer. Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was just kind of let down because I thought he was going to pull out another small sustainer out of the little tiny one, and then I would have been like, yes.
He only went 3 sustainers. He should have went 4.
He should have went 4. Loser. Do something. Do it right.
Barely fits on your fingertip.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So tiny.
Like, that's
like Will Ferrell with his little cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. You pull it out. You got to unfold the sticker.
There could be a little surprise like what you got in your box. So, it could be just a very microscopic one, Matt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Self-depicting.
Big. What else? What else is there? What else is there?
I would say one of the things that we could talk about is drill press compared to the portable drill press that Wackerle has, Woodpecker has.
It attaches to the drill.
Yes.
Yep.
So let's get away with the motor. The motors, we understand the drill press can have a bigger motor than the drill can have, but the capability of the portable drill press to the drill press.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, there's really not a comparison to them because one's permanent, one's portable.
That's the same thing as a table saw and a.
Okay. You called me out on that. 'Cause I'm trying to think right now, and thinking is pretty tough right now.
Apparently.
Yeah. So give me your.
I think where the portable shines is obviously it's portable. It also can do larger objects that you don't have to move around. So if I had to make drill holes into, like I said, the bottom of a table, I don't have to have that throat depth on a drill press, because I can get where I need to with a portable drill to make good straight cuts. I think where the drill press comes into is, and this, I know they make one that just does this, but mortising capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where the difference is. And then I can't throw a 3-inch hole. True. I mean, well, you can't. I mean, not with that attitude. I mean, you just cut a bigger hole in the thing, but no. But there is, there is limitations on the drill bit sizes for the portable. but there's limitations on the throat depth sizes with the drill press. So, I mean, there's the limitations on both of them. And I think that they can be used in combination, but I think that most of what the portable can do, or the standard drill press can do, you can do with the portable. And that's why I have one. Let's be clear with this. I do have a drill press. It's downstairs. I don't have it in my shop. I use the portable 99% of the time. That's what I'm using.
I think for just straight drilling, yeah. But if you start using mortising bits,
You have to.
It's where it becomes a little sketchy, because that's where it can grab and twist that thing out of your.
Well, you
arm.
don't have the depth to be able
Right.
to use the mortising.
Well,
bit.
and you're going to be limited to the opening, like you said down there.
Yeah.
And a drill press, mind you, if you're trying to do mortising on a big piece of material, you better have the support to put it on a drill press. But that's the safest and easier way to do it, to be able to accomplish that, especially if you're going through some thick material. If you're just doing a slot hole in there for, just to kind of inset something, then you might be able to do it with the portable drill press. In my opinion, you just got to be careful that it doesn't grab on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done some weird things with my little benchtop drill press, where I'm just like, this is massive, but I don't have the actual like drill one that we're talking about. So
I've thought about buying one. They
like
there's
$40.
so many.
It's not too much.
Not those Rockler ones. I mean, you start getting up there. If you've seen them, they're very well built. They are nice. They're very nice.
Very well
built. You see some of the other ones are kind of janky,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, how accurate is this? Festool just came out with one. I haven't seen it up close. Nobody has one to put your hands on it, but the Rockler one is very nice. And then you have the Woodcraft version of them, or I think it's Woodpecker.
Woodpecker has them too, don't they?
Yeah, and I would imagine that's probably well built too. Anything that you're going to get off of those companies, they're pretty stout. But I was impressed with that Rockler. When I saw it, I was like, dang. Okay.
Yeah, and the other thing, they come with different jig attachments that you can put into them, like the vise. They come where you can lock them down and put a vise into them, so you can do center hole jig on a small piece of wood.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how my wife actually drills her pen blanks, is she locks it into that and drills out the pen blank. Makes it real simple for her. It's not you got to lock down a clamp and a clamp over here and a clamp over here. It's just put it in, twist it, you drill it out, it's done. It makes it a lot more convenient.
It's pretty neat how you go into Rockler and you see they're all about jigs, right? And you see some of the add-ons, the accessories they have for certain things, and it's I walked in there and I wasn't really looking for anything in particular. I was just kind of scoping stuff out, and you start realizing
boxes. Boxes.
And you start realizing like all the different little accessories you didn't realize that work with one another.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's pretty neat. I've never taken the time to do that. Just to sit there and just like, okay, so this works with this. Oh, that's pretty cool that they thought about, like what you're saying with that drill press guide. All the different accessories that work with their drill press table. The other accessories that'll work on the drill press, that they have the little jigs and stuff that make it a lot easier. Hold downs, I don't know. I don't want to get off track too much, but I was just, I showed you that dust collection. I think it's out in the shop. I think I showed Mustache just that one port, because I did end up getting the overarm dust arm for the saw stop, right? And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to hook up on the port. And I found that port, but I was looking at all their different things and how they interlock those dust fittings where they have a piece that'll screw to the wall that locks into that. And it allows you to rotate that piece and it's got slots to where you can rotate it and that clamp will lock it in place and you screw it to the wall. So you're not sitting there trying to hold it. I mean, they've thought about a lot of things. It's kind of, genius on some of the stuff that they do. Once you look at it and study it, I'm like, wow, that they really thought about this when they were doing it. They just not making a 90-degree fitting.
Yeah.
They're actually putting some other thought into it,
Well, I think it's once you get, so dust collection back in the, 40s, 50s, 60s wasn't a great, big, huge thing. They were about tools, getting them out. And then they started later in the 80s and 90s, dust collection started becoming a big thing. 2000s, it's definitely a huge thing. And now they're willing to build things that people are willing to pay for. I think that's just the bottom line of what that is integrating different things. So integrating, pen kits and in the jig that goes with it, and that drill press, that portable drill press. It was quick and easy because people are willing to pay for it because that's a super convenient thing. Mm-hmm. The same thing that he was talking about with the drill press with the XY table. It bolts down, and then you have a table that moves, so that way you can drill, or you can sit there and spin it and use it almost like a mill, like a ball mill, or not a ball mill. I'm gonna think of it in a minute. Oh, Matt has one. I'll think of it in a second. But anyways, it's basically a metal mill.
Is that the blue? Which one is that? I'm gonna have to look that up because I think I saw it when I was in there. What does it look like?
It'd be a clamp that basically clamps down your material, and then you have two references, an X reference and a Y reference, and you can spin those, and it moves the piece that has clamped in there however you want to in it.
So you could essentially do a mortise.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
It's to be able to move your piece wherever you need to, for one, is what it's for. But, say if you have reference slots, it'll have increments of degrees that you can move that and drill your holes exactly where they need to be. And then you can use it for metal, like almost like a metal lathe. And you can just mill off the top. If you have a router bit in there, you could sit there and spin your and you can just flatten off the top if you needed to for a small piece.
Interesting.
Yeah. You just got to once you line up your table, once you line up everything, then your table is just moving up and down reference on the depth of cut that you're doing. And then that would sit there and lock in your piece to do what you wanted to do with it. There's a lot of things that you can do with a table saw, or with a table saw, drill press. It's just you got to have the right pieces. So I have all the mortise pieces to do mortise and tenon. I have all of those. I bought those because I was a huge Norwegian fan. He had them, so I had them. I didn't know how to use them at first, but I bought them. Bought the whole set. So.
I like it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, Mustache, why don't we
pivot?
Pivot and let's thank those
milling vise. There you go. Milling vise. That's what it's called.
Yes. Well,
members.
We want to give a big old thank you to our Patreon people that are helping us support this show. And I will start with Scott from Willow Creek Lumber, Don from What's Next Woodworking, Victor from Whim Designs. I'm going to beat you, Victor. Tyler from Forge 3D, and Steve from Steve I Design. We thank you guys so very much. And if you would like to join them, you can go over to patreon.com/creative makers podcast. Pick your tier, and we thank you in advance.
All right.
Yeah.
So JR tries to throw a question in there at the very end. We'll have to answer that. Do you want to answer that? Here, I'll put it up there so y'all don't have to squint. JR from Trey Studio Woodworks says, do you have a question? Do you need to have a table saw if you have a really good bandsaw?
I think that they could be considered one and the same.
Yeah.
But I think that you have more chance for error in the blade with a bandsaw.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it can twist. It can twist.
Yep.
So as long as you have it locked in good and you have it drop down as much as you can have it drop down, so your twist doesn't come in as much, and you're pushing it slowly through the wood, I think that it works just fine. Okay.
Look, I'm back on this, and they probably are, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to get good, precise cuts like you would get on a table saw with a bandsaw.
I would
think about the surface
down.
area. Think about the surface area of the table on a table saw versus a bandsaw. I mean, yeah, you can build out that tabletop on the bandsaw to support. I don't know what you're planning on cutting, but I mean, like, it could get really funky on the bandsaw.
I agree with the comment from Mr. 3 there. You know, it's good for rough breakdown, but a table saw fine finish.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. It could get you by, but you're not. It's
and here's an easy way to figure it out. Run a cut through your bandsaw, okay, with your reference. Run a cut through your table saw with a reference. Put a straight edge on both. Tell me which one you have daylight through.
Mm-hmm. Which one's
That'll
going to
tell you
leave
right
you?
there.
Which one's going to leave you a board ready to glue up?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't going to get it with a bandsaw. I mean, you can glue anything up, but which is going to be the better glue joint?
And I believe a table saw would be. So
absolutely, hands down.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. But anyhow, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We appreciate all the comments, the controversy. It's always good.
always good.
Yes.
Always good.
Stir it up.
And we welcome it. So please remember to leave a comment down below once we're done. Give us a thumbs up. Share it to your friends. Tell them to come listen to us. Tell them to come give us hell in here. Because we like it. We like it.
Yeah.
And if you have any suggestions for a topic or have any questions for all your questions and concerns, please relay that to Byroms Custom Woodworks. You can reach BJ on his Instagram, even here on YouTube, on Facebook.
We have all his links down below. Just reach out to him.
He's the guy to answer all your questions. He welcomes it. But for any show topics or concerns or anything that you want to tell us, maybe you don't like us, you can email us at creativemakerspodcast@gmail.com and we will read it and we will give you an answer, or, you know,
just remember, just reach out all those questions to BJ. He loves the comments.
Absolutely loves it. And please remember to head on over to iTunes or Spotify and give us a review, give us a thumbs up, download that podcast and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like Mustache said, if you feel like in it, if you have, man, words are tough. If you'd
feel
like to support us, there you go. If you feel like supporting us, head on over to patreon.com/Creative Makers Podcast and join one of those tiers. We're going to have some good things coming up. Have some great things. Negative Ghost Rider. Those need to get put out in the trash, BJ.
Yes.
In the trash. Yeah. So anyhow, anything else? Oh, please get involved in that collaboration
Build off.
build off.
Build
Thank
off.
you.
Yes.
Man, words are tough today. I don't
I'm
know
telling
why.
you.
It's because I didn't have my nap.
Just send all your comments through me, Joey, and then I'll filter them and get them back to you.
Yeah.
If I'm filtering
we
your
can-
comments, you know you're messed up.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
build we'll build Joey a Excel spreadsheet.
There you go.
No spreadsheets.
Get on.
Yeah, like and follow
Look
first.
for me.
Please get involved in the build project with Creative Makers Podcast and Boss Dog Wood Glue. Remember, if you do something, please, the video needs to have you using the products and collaborate with us so that we can put it out there and we will share it. If you want to, tag us on our individual pages, we will share it as well. Until next week, let's see what's coming up. We've got
Tyler. We got Tyler
we
on
got-
next week.
we got Tyler again coming on. We're going to talk about Texas Woodworking Festival. It was a great time. I really recommend that if you've never gone there, go check it out. There's a lot of great people there, a lot of great vendors. It was a good thing to go to. Maybe
I will
next year,
not
maybe
be-
all of us can go. Maybe
Yeah,
can all
that'd be
show
nice.
up.
Yeah.
Have a little
I will
powwow
not be
there.
here next week. I will not be here next week.
Oh, that's
So,
right. You're going to be traveling the week after. We're all going to be traveling
mhm.
up to Con.
Shut up.
Can't wait to meet up with all these fine folks. And it's going to be a weekend of just talking. Who knows what's going to get brought up there, but I think it's going to be a heck of a time. Can't wait. Just because I get to go on vacation and then I don't have to think about words. I don't have to talk.
Yes, he will.
You might have to talk a little bit.
Well, I'm going to have to talk, but not live and fumble through, trying to come up with words to say like I'm doing
Nope.
now.
He's
So
gonna have to-
anyhow,
he's gonna come up with screws, bolts, nuts, glue,
oh yeah,
plywood, and things assembling a box. He's gonna build his very first huge box. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm trying to find something to spray paint on the outside of it, but I don't want to
Can we
get in
end the
trouble
show?
either because it's going to be going cross country.
Mm.
Something that we can show.
No, I said let's end the show.
Oh, maybe that's a good idea, huh?
Oh, put it in the show. I like that. Put it in the show.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to listen to me anymore, Mustache. You get very nice way to put it.
This turned out fun. No, not no more.
He's like, shut up and just end this dang thing already. Bye-bye.
Bye.